MAPA is an elite sponsor of this event, and we want to thank you for choosing to take the time to attend it. I'm going to today talk about deliberate data strategy in today's attention deficit economy. In 1971, Herbert Alexander Simon coined a phrase that's perhaps even more relevant today than it was before. It's called the attention economy, or as I like to call it, the attention deficit economy. What he said is that in an information-rich world, the abundance of information creates a deficit or a poverty of something else, something that the information consumes. And the question is, what does information consume? Information consumes our attention, and we only have a finite amount of attention to spare. And those organizations that are able to grab our attention end up winning. Now, you might be wondering, what does attention deficit economy have to do with the Strata Data Conference? Well, I would like to submit to you that we live in a data-abundant world. In fact, we perhaps have 10,000 times more data than there was in 1971, and it's growing, and there is no signs of it stopping. And that's a great thing, but it is creating a deficit. It's creating a problem. And the problem is, what we have started to do is we take all this data and we have started to collect them in separate piles. And these piles look like great ways to get started, but really quickly start giving you very bad side effects. As MAPR engineers like to remind me and our customers, hey, Anoop, it's not the circles that are hard. It's not these technology tools that allow you to save data that are hard. It's the lines that are hard. And what they mean by that is what's happening in between these lines creates a loss of information, misinformed decisions, and because we have only a limited amount of attention, we try to start solving the simple, the obvious, and we miss to solve what's more important. And it gets worse because now we are creating another silo, and another taller and bigger silo for our machine learning clusters. Which brings me to my favorite topic, artificial intelligence. 2 decades ago, I was a graduate student at the University of Texas at Austin. Any Austin guys in here? UT? Go Longhorns! And I was a graduate student, but I was also a teaching assistant for a graduate course for artificial intelligence because I loved AI. We tried all sorts of neural networks and various other techniques, but truth be told, I never made a major breakthrough. But today, many of those same algorithms, when applied with big data and big compute, are coming back to life. In fact, a lot of algorithms are coming up nowadays. Every week, every month, there is a new algorithm. And I would like to say we have created one more abundance at this point, an abundance of ML algorithms. But we have also then created a deficit of data scientists, obviously, but also a deficit of data logistics. And data logistics is essentially a process by which you take all the data and you're able to provide all of this data, regardless of which pile it is in, to your data scientists and to your machine learning algorithms in a secure and organizationally efficient way. Now, I've had the privilege to talk to hundreds of customers who have been able to deal with this deficit and come out on the other side with success. And they've shared their success stories with me, and I'm hoping I'll share the secrets with you today. And it really comes down to 3 simple principles at the end of the day. 1, love the problem, not the solution. If you sign up for what's happening in big data or what's happening in the tools, you will be amazed with the amount of information that you're going to get. And you will again be dealing with the attention deficit. So instead of focusing on the tools, focus on the problem and the problem that you want to solve. Second, they've realized that storing data in these separate piles is causing more headache than it's worth it, so they're choosing a data fabric. What is a data fabric? A data fabric is a place that can store all types of data at vast scale. A data fabric can store data in motion and data at rest. A data fabric is not limited to a rack or a building, but it can stretch from cloud to edge, radically transforming how IT infrastructures are built so that you can leverage all these new tools like cloud, containers, and IoT technologies. And third, they interject intelligence into operations so that you can take the insight and leverage it into your operations before the insight perishes. It's like an insight is an arbitrage, and if you can harness it, you win. If somebody else harnesses it before you, it's gone. But to do that, you have to be able to unshackle the batch historical way analytics has been done and instead replace it by modern mission critical data flows and real-time applications. Talking about real-time applications, I would give you an example of the world's leading machine learning-based lending platform for small and medium businesses. This company is able to go from application to approval within 10 minutes, and within 30 seconds can deposit money into your account right after the approval. That's amazing for a small and medium business loan. And they have to date processed over $4 billion of this. Now, they do run on a cloud. They leverage the abundance of compute. They leverage the abundance of storage and all the analytical toolkits. But what they did is they were able to interject intelligence into operations, and they were able to have over 4 nines of high availability and 3 times the speed of development for the new use cases by choosing the data fabric approach. But it's not just about a single cloud. Roivant Sciences is a global healthcare company, and what they do is they want to just radically transform the drug discovery process. So they acquire molecules and data from various organizations to speed up drug discovery. By the nature of their business, all this data is spread across multiple clouds and multiple locations. And they've built arguably the world's industry's first drug discovery data fabric that spans across all clouds and on-premise locations. And we talk about clouds, but we should not forget the edge. There's now growing consensus that not all data of edge should or could be moved to a central system. You need to be able to manage, process, analyze on the edge itself. You need a system to learn globally what's happening at each and every edge location, but then act locally and precisely at each and every edge. Tupras is a leading refinery in Europe and Asia, and what they've done is they take 300 billion events a day, all in real time, to help control corrosion, online spalling, and coke in furnace tubes. But what do all these 3 use cases that I shared with you have in common? They were able to deal with the deficit that comes with the abundance of data. And they did it by using a data fabric that allows them to simultaneously ingest, manage, store, process, analyze, and operate in real time across all this data. And it really boils down to the same 3 principles I talked about. Love the problem, not the solution. Choose a fabric. Don't try to make too many data piles. And third, interject intelligence into your operations. These are just 3 of hundreds of examples of customer success that you can have as well. Finally, I'll leave you with, I would like to invite you to the MapR booth to learn about this and more customer success stories. And let me end by saying, thank you for your lack of attention deficit, and may the fabric be with you.